We often think of members of the younger generation as our future change makers, but our next guests say that our youth are powerful right now and their voices need to be heard. Allison Caldwell and Jeffery Moffit are co-founders and co-executive directors of Outloud Dallas, a Dallas-based nonprofit that expands access to the arts for young people across North Texas. Welcome, guys. I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Okay, so Allison, I want to start with you. Can you tell us about what Outloud Dallas is all about, and tell us a little bit more about the mission?
Yeah, so Outloud is a youth arts organization, and our mission is really centered around increasing arts access and providing opportunities for young people to share their voices with the community, platforms for them to speak and be heard. So we do this in a number of ways. We provide free after school and summer camps, but also work with young people on these large-scale arts exhibitions and public art projects, performances that really share what they have to say with the community in a really public way. And it was really inspired by this notion, this core belief that Jeffrey and I have, that young people don't just have future potential as artists and change makers, but their voices are really valuable right now, and that they can really shift our cultural landscape if we lean in and listen.
And this is the time for them to explore themselves and explore when it comes to what their artistic expressions are, what really helps define them, and they can do that sometimes so much more successfully through art. And having a vehicle like Outloud Dallas to be able to provide access to art is huge, but it's beyond the art. You're seeing all kinds of really interesting outcomes since you launched Outloud Dallas.
Yeah, I think about often, when we started Outloud, we had no experience in nonprofit, like creating.
You just kind of were making it up as you go along.
But I can track back to we had to overcome a lot of adversity. We had a lot of resiliency. We had a great sense of purpose. And some of the outcomes that we're looking at and for our young people and all of the programs that we design with are increased resiliency, discovering a sense of purpose, building community, and amplified voice. And so I think about where we're sitting right now, and 6 years into creating Out Loud, I can trace that back to when I was 16 years old with my high school theater teacher, Lisa Hale. And her teaching me using the vehicle of theater or the arts to increase this skill of resiliency, cultivate a deep sense of purpose in my own life, and that's what we're trying to do with young people. So we're really after the holistic development of young people in that regard.
I think that is fantastic that you are using art in all of its forms.
Yeah.
Because there's not one form of art that appeals to one particular child, and you're able to tap into so many different types of art. Tell me a little bit about the young people that you work with, and where are these different types of programs taking place?
Yeah, so Outloud has really been growing over the past few years. We're really excited. We were able to serve over 4,000 young people last year from really all over the city. Our youth are coming to us from over 30 different zip codes, and we are providing our programs in schools, cultural centers, and at our youth art center in the Design District. A lot of our young people come to us and they don't really have an artistic background. They haven't had cuts to arts programming in their schools or what have you, but we're seeing that when they have these platforms to share their voices, they're having access to artistic resources and mentorship, they're really beginning to move through the world differently and begin to see themselves differently.
And so you're able to actually go into the schools and work with the different school programs. And I think that is particularly exciting because, again, it's about being accessible, having these different options that are accessible. And so I'm curious about the creativity, the connection, the emotional support that you've seen take place since Out Loud was launched.
Yeah, one of my favorite programs that we do is through our Restore Ed initiative. And this initiative's mission is really around reimagining schools as places of healing and transformation. And so by far one of the most creative or fun things that we do is we take old retired school buses and we transform them into mobile well-being and art studios.
It's so cool.
Yes, it is.
It is so cool that's a huge resource you're offering. You're also doing something called Illuminated Voices. What is that all about?
Yeah, it's one of one of my very favorite programs. It's our spoken word poetry and live music event series in partnership with Meow Wolf Grapevine. It takes place 5 times a year at their wonderful space, but this September we're actually taking it on the road. We're going to pop up at the Texas Theater and the Eisman Center in Richardson. So those are both public events, and we hope that you will all buy tickets and join us.
I love the fact that you two guys, I mean, you didn't have any idea what you were doing when you started creating this thing.
Yeah, you can say that.
I mean,
yeah.
you really did it, and all of a sudden, you're
Yeah.
really genuinely making a huge difference, but by providing access to the arts to kids when so many programs are being cut in schools. You're filling in that gap. That is huge.
Yeah.
And you also have something called See Me 2025. Tell me what we can expect.
Yeah, so See Me is in collaboration with Southern Methodist University and their theater department, and we are devising an original theatrical production with them. And it's interesting that you had Larry on just a few moments ago. So the project is exploring the future of storytelling in light of rising artificial intelligence and large language models, and asking really what does it mean to be human in this kind of emerging technological world of artificial intelligence.
I mean, it really is. It's
Yes,
unbelievable,
yeah.
the relationships that we're having now.
Yeah, absolutely.
To these
and
AI.
so we're getting young people around to ask some of these questions, you know, like what does the future actually look like? What does it look like today, you know, in terms of what are we as human beings, you know, in light of all of this.
This is fantastic. I'm really proud of you guys. Well done.
you.
Keep up the good work, and I mean that sincerely.
Thank you
All right,
so
to
much.
find out how you can get involved or make a donation, go to weareoutloud.org.